Shadow, and today we're doing our monthly Tarotscope readings. First, I do want to remind you that my dream series is in, I have 2 episodes out right now. The first episode is about just common dreams. The second episode is about lucid dreaming. I add some techniques in there too, and some of my experiences, of course. I really do enjoy telling people my dreams just because they're so strange. But if you guys want to go watch those, please do, and like them and leave them comments and stuff. Do the YouTube stuff, yeah. Alright, let's start with Aries. Alright, Aries, so the card that I got for you is the Moon. So I really feel like the majority of Aries have been in this self-discovery journey for the last year and a half, maybe. And they have had multiple opportunities to choose paths that were going to complement them. But they have not, a lot of Aries have not actually taken that choice. Now, your last chance for that choice was somewhere in June, probably in May, maybe, but mostly in June. So, I think that the biggest energy that we have right now, and like the underlying card is a Tower, okay? So the biggest energy that I have, that I feel with Aries right now, is that you guys just have to, like, if you didn't change what you knew you had to change, or if you didn't take the opportunity when you knew you had to take the opportunity because you were scared, you need to strap on and strap in and just let it happen. Because I don't necessarily believe in fate. I do believe that we all make our own choices, but I think that we already made our own choices, you know, like I mean, we don't really need to go into like heavy belief systems, but I personally believe that we have contracts, that we make contracts. And so technically you can break your contract, of course, but most of the time we're like, okay, well, we want to go here so that we can learn this specific thing. And if this specific thing is not, you just continuously avoided, then they're going to be like, okay, we're gonna jumpstart this, like, you're just gonna have to go through it, like, just on our terms now, not on your terms, because we gave you the chance, but you didn't take it. So for the next few months, it's not just gonna be July. For the next few months, Aries, you're going to go through an intense transformation. Now, I don't want to make it sound, I know I make it sound really negative, but it's not negative. It's just the Tower card. I mean, if you know the Tower card, if you want to see it, yeah. So the Tower card is chaotic change. That's like the biggest meaning for this card. It's chaotic change. It is brought down. It is not like death, because death is also change, but death is the ending of something. Death is very melancholic, very like bittersweet, you know, like, you know that has to end. But the Tower card is completely chaotic. It completely shakes your life up, and I think that that's what you're going to be going through this month, and probably through September. It might not feel super chaotic at first, so probably this month you're going to be fine as far as like any like mental strain or anything. Like, it's going to be building up. That's what it feels like. And we have the Moon, of course, and the Moon, which is your main card for this month. And the Moon is supposed to be hidden enemies. So, but I don't really feel like there are actually any hidden enemies. I think that your inner demons are your hidden enemies. You're not looking at them. You're not acknowledging them, and they're definitely going to be like, well, I guess it's time to play, guys. So, you want to make sure that, I mean, these are two major arcana cards, and major arcana is very difficult to change. It's very difficult to move out of, like, to make the pattern different. But, I mean, it's possible. If you really look at it, you know, like if you take a moment and are like, oh, I have to acknowledge the fact that these insecurities of mine, this shadow, this place, this things that I've refused to look at for the last year and a half, they're here. And if I don't want to go through this massive, crazy change where I won't feel in control, then I need to, you know, pay attention and make my own decisions and make sure that I pray a lot and I keep myself hydrated and I eat well, you know, take care of myself through all of this. I think since Venus went direct, that's been a lot of the stuff going on, you know, like it's almost like Venus was this slingshot, I don't know what it's called, the slingshot, and it was just like, you know, like just like gearing, and then now that it's released direct, all of those things, all of the shadow that it was holding back, all of that shadow, all of those like karmic stuff, relationships, all of that stuff was like building up, release. And now it's all like exploding in our faces, and now we can see it, and now we're just like, holy crap. So if you've been thinking a lot about your past lately, especially like a lot of relationships, that's Venus for sure. That's that direct motion. And so for you, Aries, it really is about you having to acknowledge the fact that there are like tons of things that you have not wanted to pay attention to, and that's not going to work anymore. So if you choose to continue in that place, you're going to go through the Tower card for the next few months. Again, I don't think that the Tower card is bad. A lot of people do. Most people don't like change. If you are flexible, if you take care of yourself, and if you have faith that everything is going to be fine, because it is in the end, you know, you're still going to be fine. You're just going to go through massive change. That's it. That's what it is. Now, I think that the change on the other side is going to be good. We have the Ace of Cups. The change on the other side is going to be about opening up your, that was my cat, opening up your vulnerability with yourself. Okay, you're not going to need somebody else necessarily to be there for you to be vulnerable with. It's just going to be you, yourself, being like, oh, like that, yeah. Yeah, meow. I don't know why he meows. He's a cat. I don't know. Hey, baby. Anywho, yeah. So that's where you're going to be for the next month or so. I really wouldn't worry too much about July. You're probably just going to start feeling the slowness of everything. Start feeling the processes. Start, you know, seeing shadows to the side of your eyes, kind of thing. Start noticing things. And then kind of feel like you're walking alone in the dark, because you're just like, oh, this is what I've been ignoring. You know, you're walking through your shadow. You're like, oh, so all of these things I should have paid attention to, and I didn't. And now I'm going to look at them now. So make sure you keep yourselves hydrated. Make sure you honor the fact that you're going to go through this process, because it will be for a better you. It will be for the you that is going to be at a vibrational space with the rest of the universe as it grows. Thank you. Hey Taurus, for you, I got the 7 of Cups, and the underlying energy is the 2 of Swords. So the first thing that really pops up into my brain is delusions. The word delusions. I think that you are going through a crossroads in your life, and you think that the option that looks very shiny and that looks like it's going to give you, you know, like awesome things like money, sex, women, men, admiration, houses, all of that stuff, like all of the materialistic things that you could possibly want. Or I think that it's going to magically make your relationship better. I think that's what it is. That you are going to gain a lot of all of the little things. Like it's almost like you're considering, okay, do I do this alone, or do I do this with somebody else, or am I in this relationship for good reasons, or am I in this relationship for bad reasons? And is this relationship really going to bring me what I want in the future? A home, a family, you know, like a happy marriage, stuff like that. So, sorry. So you're like really weighing the possibilities of what this relationship is going to bring to you. And so that's why we have that 2 of Swords, because it's like you have these 2 swords, but you're also blindfolded, right? So I think that whenever we are blindfolded or whenever we are not able to see something, we tend to make up scenarios in our mind, you know, like before you go to sleep and you close your eyes and you dream about some beautiful house or whatever. Like, you're not acknowledging the fact that you actually do have to make a choice, and you're just like happy in your blindfolded eyes that are just like imagining richness, abundance in your family. But so July, I really wish I could show you my cat. He's so cute. He said no. So July is going to be a lot about unblindfolding yourself. It's going to be about noticing that the things around you are not the ones that are going to make you, they're not the ones that are going to actually allow you to grow in the way that you want to grow. They're not gonna be the road to there. Like this whatever it is, you know, whether it's a job or a friendship or a romantic relationship or whatever it is, this thing is not, like, it brought you very far, and you should be grateful for it. And I'm not telling you like to just like, you know, move out of it or whatever. You don't have to, but you have to acknowledge the fact that that particular one is not going to take you the rest of the way. Whatever it is that you have to do to grow, that's what you need to focus on. So it doesn't really necessarily mean that you, like, if you're in a romantic relationship that's not taking you very far anymore, that you need to get out of the romantic relationship. Obviously, if you love that person and, you know, this is your partner, like, you can stay with that person, but you have to move your attention outward to see what is actually going to help you get to the place where you want to be. Because this idea, and I think that this is where the cups comes from, actually, this idea that you want a normal lifestyle, or you know, 2 dogs and 2 kids and a house in the middle of the plains, you know, like something silly like that. Maybe that's not exactly what you want. Maybe you want to, you know, go back to your hometown. Maybe you want to not have any kids at all. Like, you don't even like dogs or something, you know. It's like, maybe you don't actually want all of those things, and you've just been imagining your life the way that you think you should be imagining it. But because you are in this current relationship that kind of led you to believe that you were supposed to go there. But this relationship has come to its end in regards to karmic bonds and helping you move forward to the next part of your life. It's not going to, wow, this is a long reading. It's not going to necessarily, like, it's not going to leave you, but you don't need it anymore. So it's your choice, really, if you want to stay or not, but you don't need it anymore. You are going to have other things that are going to teach you what you actually want and what you actually are here for. And it's going to, this month specifically, you're going to become unblindfolded, and you're going to be able to see things. See the things that, you know, you were supposed to see, but you didn't want to. Thanks. Hey, Taurus. For you, I got the 7 of Cups, and the underlying energy is the 2 of Swords. So the first thing that really pops up into my brain is delusions. The word delusions. I think that you are going through a crossroads in your life, and you think that the option that looks very shiny and that looks like it's going to give you, you know, like awesome things like money, sex, women, men, admiration, houses, all of that stuff, like all of the materialistic things that you could possibly want. Or I think that it's going to magically make your relationship better. I think that's what it is. That you are going to gain a lot of all of the little things. Like it's almost like you're considering, okay, do I do this alone, or do I do this with somebody else, or am I in this relationship for good reasons, or am I in this relationship for bad reasons? And is this relationship really going to bring me what I want in the future? A home, a family, you know, like a happy marriage, stuff like that. So, sorry. So you're like really weighing the possibilities of what this relationship is going to bring to you. And so that's why we have that 2 of Swords, because it's like you have these 2 swords, but you're also blindfolded, right? So I think that whenever we are blindfolded, or whenever we are not able to see something, we tend to make up scenarios in our mind, you know, like before you go to sleep and you close your eyes and you dream about some beautiful house or whatever. Like, you're not acknowledging the fact that you actually do have to make a choice, and you're just like happy in your blindfolded eyes that are just like imagining richness, abundance in your family. But so July, I really wish I could show you my cat. He's so cute. He said no. So July is going to be a lot about unblindfolding yourself. It's going to be about noticing that the things around you are not the ones that are going to make you, they're not the ones that are going to actually allow you to grow in the way that you want to grow. They're not gonna be the road to there. Like this whatever it is, you know, whether it's a job or a friendship or a romantic relationship or whatever it is, this thing is not, like, it brought you very far and you should be grateful for it. And I'm not telling you like to just like, you know, move out of it or whatever. You don't have to, but you have to acknowledge the fact that that particular one is not going to take you the rest of the way. Whatever it is that you have to do to grow, that's what you need to focus on. So it doesn't really necessarily mean that you, like, if you're in a romantic relationship that's not taking you very far anymore, that you need to get out of the romantic relationship. Obviously, if you love that person and, you know, this is your partner, like, you can stay with that person, but you have to move your attention outward to see what is actually going to help you get to the place where you want to be. Because this idea, and I think that this is where the cups comes from, actually, this idea that you want a normal lifestyle, or you know, 2 dogs and 2 kids and a house in the middle of the plains, you know, like something silly like that. Maybe that's not exactly what you want. Maybe you want to, you know, go back to your hometown. Maybe you want to not have any kids at all. Like, you don't even like dogs or something, you know. It's like, maybe you don't actually want all of those things, and you've just been imagining your life the way that you think you should be imagining it, but because you are in this current relationship that kind of led you to believe that you were supposed to go there. But this relationship has come to its end in regards to karmic bonds and helping you move forward to the next part of your life. It's not going to, wow, this is a long reading. It's not going to necessarily, like, it's not going to leave you, but you don't need it anymore. So it's your choice, really, if you want to stay or not, but you don't need it anymore. You are going to have other things that are going to teach you what you actually want and what you actually are here for. And it's going to, this month specifically, you're going to become unblindfolded, and you're going to be able to see things. See the things that, you know, you were supposed to see, but you didn't want to. Thanks. All right, Gemini, let's get to you. So I pulled 2 cards for you. The first is the 6 of Wands, which it means victory. And the underlying of that is the Knight of Pentacles. So I can really see a lot of abundance coming your way. I want to say that it could be something with money, but it's about something new that you're doing, some new project, something new that is going to make you more financially stable, and also is going to give you an opportunity to be able to analyze things the way you want to, okay? Like that's the biggest thing. Like you have been sitting in this Four of Cups energy, which is basically like, nah, I don't want it, you know, like you weren't being grateful for what you had, and you weren't being gracious with what you had. So you were really staying in this like stagnant energy for a long time. And I think that at some point, you know, something happened to where now you are, maybe you made a choice somewhere along the line. You made a choice about what you actually wanted to do, and you made a choice to accept both, no, to sit in one of the twins, more specifically, because I still don't feel like the twins have been reconciled, but it definitely feels like you decided what twin you want to be right now. And so you're going to stay in that energy a lot for this month. And that energy is going to give you a lot of drive forward, especially with Mars and Aries. It's going to give you a lot of drive forward. And it's going to give you a lot of ideas, a lot of projects that you can start. Maybe you have someone that you want to work with. Maybe you're doing it by yourself. But it's really about having a lot of that confidence, and that is going to definitely be happening this time around. I mean, Gemini was going through a hard time just a few months ago, and honestly, like just a few weeks ago, come on, am I right? And I'm sure that there's going to be still a lot of problems, and it probably will have to do with the way that you're perceiving things and not the way that things are happening. So you want to make sure that you are being completely conscious and aware of all of the things, all of the way that your perceptions are affecting the world around you, and so that you really sit in a positive space for this July. You have a crazy amount of potential to be doing something amazing this July, and all you have to do is really sit in that positive space, sit in that positive energy, that abundance energy, and all of those ideas are going to start flowing to you. You may have people that come and work with you. You may have people that, you know, offer you new opportunities, new ideas, new projects to work with them. It doesn't have to be just you, but it is really something about you moving into a more profitable and stable financial space, and also you finally deciding and being comfortable with the twin that you are being. Whatever personality traits you are happening right now, and that might have been affecting you before, they're not going to be affecting you now. You're using them to your advantage, and that is a good thing, Gemini. That is a really good thing. All right, Cancer, let's go to you, Cancers. I said Cancer really weird, but anyway, so the thought, the song that comes to my mind is, I walk a lonely road somewhere, da 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 da, I've ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's only me and I walk alone. Okay, I'm gonna stop being ridiculous now. Anyway, so the card that I got for you, Cancer, is the King of Cups, actually, with the underlying energy of the Eight of Cups, okay? Now, I think this is a really good, really, really good energy, but it really does remind me of that melancholic energy that the song has. So I think that you have officially been brave enough to walk away, for the most part, from things that made you unhappy before. I think that, you know, this guy, that the Eight of Cups, right, that's walking out of all of those cups. Those cups are full, but it's like he's finished, you know, like he is accepting that those cups, they're full. He's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna go see what else is there. You know, what else do I need to do? What else do I need to collect? What else do I want to do? And are these cups even mine, really? They were just there. Maybe I made them at some point, but are they still mine? And that's what it is, a lot of it, you know, like you had all of these experiences and all of this like heartache and potential trauma. I don't know, like so much emotion, of course, Cancer, you know, you're a Cancer, you're a water sign. But you know, you've had so much emotion in you lately, the last few years, really. And it's been like multiple different threads of lessons that you had to take on. And so a lot of those lessons are actually being completed now. And they're asking you to let them go. To just like recognize the fact that it's over. You're done. Move on. There are many, many more lessons to come, of course. But one of the lessons is to be able to put these in the past and just let them there. Leave them. Just leave them there. And so I think that the King of Cups for this month, for July, is going to be about... See, in this one, I love this picture because this boat is leaving... or it's coming back. It's coming back. It's coming in. And this guy is just like, what is this guy doing? You know, like, why are they coming in? And so, of course, he's the king. You know, he has control over who is going to be, first of all, it's cups, so it's water. So he has control over who's going to be on the water at that point, you know, and he's watching this boat like, all right, what are they doing now? So I think that you're going to be in a very like mature, controlled, and emotional and vulnerable space for July. You might have a lot of things that come up this month. For example, past melancholic things. You might remember a lot of things. A lot of patterns might hit you in the face, kind of thing. But they're going to be there for you to recognize that the pattern is over and you've learned the lesson. And you're going to feel, it's like you're going to feel a lot of that emotion again. And then you're going to be grateful. That's the biggest thing, you know, like a lot of times, my therapist actually gave me this beautiful prayer, this Hawaiian prayer. It's called Ho'oponopono, something like that. I'm probably mispronouncing it, don't hate me. But I'm just pronouncing it in Spanish, essentially. But the prayer is this really beautiful, beautiful prayer, but the main parts of the prayer act as as an affirmation, and is I'm sorry, forgive me, I love you, I'm grateful. I'm sorry, forgive me, I love you, I'm grateful. And you just kind of say it over and over again, right? Have been doing that specific prayer every time I have those feelings, and I think that that's going to be really useful for you, actually, because you're going to notice that, you know, you went through this regardless of if you put yourself in there or not. If you say this prayer, say you got through a bad relationship, you know, you're gonna be like, I'm sorry to yourself, forgive me to yourself, I love you, and I am grateful. And being able to have that conversation with yourself is going to exponentially rise the amount of healing that you are going to be doing this month. And it's going to be really cool, you know, because the healing ends with gratefulness, with gratitude. Because you realize that you did this, that your body and your mind and your soul and your heart, they got you through it, and they got you through it in a better place. So it's really about thinking those things, thanking yourself, thanking your body for maybe you used to gain a lot of, maybe you used to be heavy and now you're not heavy. Your body helped you with that. Your mind helped you with that. Maybe you were in a bad relationship and all of a sudden your body was like, no more. And you got out. Thank your feet for that, for walking out, doing the physical action. So it's really just about thinking those things. And even if you really want to take it to the radical forgiveness place where I personally go, understanding that the people around you and the people that have supposedly hurt you, they hurt you so that you could learn something. And I know I know from a victim place that is not something that a victim should hear, because it's like, well, did I cause my own abuse? No. I think that we need to equate it to the mystery of God. If there are no like further explanations of it, I think that, I was telling you guys earlier that I believe in contracts. I don't know why I'm bringing this up today, but it's probably because of all this karma stuff. But I believe in contracts, and basically, like, we make contracts with the people that we want to interact with in this lifetime. And we do have like a soul family and stuff, right? So, for example, my mother, in this lifetime has been my mother in multiple lifetimes, and she's been my sister in some lifetimes as well. And but she has been there a lot, like a lot and she's been really good sometimes, she's been really bad sometimes. She's just there to help me experience this world, and I am there to help her experience this world, because we are God trying to experience itself. So that's what I know, like, my brain right now is like, why are you telling people this? You're crazy. So, as I was saying, I believe that we are God experiencing himself. So we are here to experience things, and we make these contracts, and these contracts exist in order for us to experience things, in order for us to grow to be what we want in this lifetime. It's really difficult to understand that whenever you're in a space of victimizing, because believing that takes you away from that victim space completely. That you're no longer a victim. You accepted. You allow your body to feel the emotions, of course. Your emotions are always important. That's the whole point. You recognize that you felt like something wrong was done to you. And you look at that person like an expression of God that made a contract with you, and you realize that, and I think it helps a lot whenever you're looking back on it, which is what we're doing right now. Just energetically, we're really letting ourselves reassess a lot of the things that we were going through before, and then you forgive it. And if you want to do the prayer, say, I'm sorry, forgive me, I love you, and I am grateful. And that can be, you role-playing as that person telling you, it's because the thing about all of this is that we have to understand. And of course, nobody has to understand this except for me, because this is my belief system. But in my belief system, we are all one. We are all part of Source. We're all part of God. We are all God experiencing himself or itself. I don't know. But So if you think about that, you kind of realize that there's really no one to be mad at, except for the way that you are handling it, which is not a bad thing. You know, you're doing the best you can. But it really is right now, it's the time to look at all of those things in a mature and grateful place and recognize that they are there to help us, and those experiences are there to make us grow, to help us grow, to help us experience things, to help us know more, to help us, you know, become a certain person, to help us help other people, in pulling the conscious level up, you know, to raise the vibration, to make sure that we go to the next level, and we all do it together, because that's what we're supposed to do. I mean, of course there's going to be like light workers going up top right now, right? And then those light workers are going to be pulling people up, pulling the rest of the people that don't come the first time. But I don't know, that's besides the point. Cancer, I'm going back to you real quick, just gonna close this out. It is really about you sitting in a very mature and grateful space in looking at a lot of those things that happened before, and growing. That's what this July is. You might have growing pains, but it still grows. Leo, so for you, I have the Star, which is weird. I feel like I have never actually given a reading with the Star, like, in years. I'm literally trying to like scratch my brain for what the Star meant before. And then the underlying, we have Swords, 6 of Swords. So I think you've been feeling very stuck in a situation. You've been feeling very stuck in a situation where you don't really quite feel safe. You want to retreat. You want to, you know, go hide in a little corner and just like, you know, take a break, not be around people all the time. I don't know. It's weird for a Leo to feel like this, but like you just have this energy of like, ugh, like, please just let me go hide somewhere. Like, God, just let me take a break, you know? And that's where that the 6 of Swords, the 6 of Swords keeps saying, you know, that you are in a space where you need to take a break and to just go back into, you know, that little piece of darkness. I mean, I know you're the sun, you know, but like, the sun doesn't take a break. But you do have other zodiac signs in your chart, you know? Whatever you are, Leo, sun, what's your moon? It could be Scorpio, it could be Virgo, it could be something else, and we all need to take breaks every now and again. That's why we have the dark. And as in the night sky. But it really has been overwhelming the last few months. How much energy, how many people you feel around you that are not very good for you. It's like you are noticing that there are so many people that are just being fake, or that are not telling you the truth about something, they're not being genuine with what you are and what you are to them, you know? Like, almost like, I mean, they could just be using you. They could be, you could be feeling like they're using you. You could be feeling like they just want to be around you for no reason, for stupid reasons, you know, not because of you, but just because of what you are, or something like that. So there's definitely like a lot of people being rude and you're just wanting to be like, please leave me alone. Like, I just need to take a break. That's all I need right now. So you really go into this July with star energy, which I think that, you know, the star normally is something about your spirit guides being with you. And yes, they are totally with you, don't get me wrong. But I really do feel like this card is talking about an empath giving too much. So we have the star, and she is putting water on the earth and in the water. So she is like, it makes me feel like she is draining herself to keep these things afloat. Now, normally, the water from the earth, I'm just going to put it back here so I can keep looking at it. The water from the earth is going back into the water from the river, but she's also pouring into the river. So, and normally this means connectiveness. You know, you're connected and grounded, but all of the energy that you're putting out into the earth, putting out into other people, it's going directly back into source. So you're really just putting energy back into yourself. But this card makes me feel like you've been empathing too much, and you've been giving too much energy into the earth, and maybe wasting a little bit on the source. Not wasting it, but you're not like being careful as to how much energy you're putting out into the spirit realm. And that's interesting, you know, because a lot of people want to completely go there and not have to be in the earth sign, in this earth plane, especially whenever they're tired of people. And that might be what you're doing. You're going too much into that astral plane, and you're not grounding enough, because all the energy that you're bringing back from the astral plane, that's what you're giving to other people. So it's not like you are really experiencing things here, as much as you are bringing so much information from the astral plane and then dumping it on people. And, you know, all of that information, of course, is going to go back into the source, and it's fine. But where are you? How are you handling this? How are you actually, because, you know, you still have your body. You have to take care of your body. You have to take care of your soul and your mind. And you are not doing that by just being in the astral plane. You are not doing that by constantly channeling. You're not doing that by avoiding grounding. You are not doing that by not wanting to be with people. I understand that some people around you are not being very nice, but something someone told me yesterday just really just like boomed in my brain. But we attract people in our lives depending on what type of energy we're putting out. So, and you know, as this person was talking about it, and this is something that I'd heard multiple times, and he just kind of brought it up again. And as he was talking about it, I was thinking, what type of people am I bringing into my life? Like, what type of energy am I putting out? And I noticed that I am not bringing in all that many people. I'm really either pushing people away or just nurturing the relationships that I have with the people that I deem like they are very, I don't want to say worthy, because that's weird, but I'm a Scorpio, so I tend to put a lot of energy on loyalty and stuff. So the people that are up to those things that I value, I'm putting in a lot of energy into those relationships. But I'm not really bringing in a lot of people, and then the type of people that I'm bringing in are not people that I could potentially have a long-term friendship with. They're more like acquaintances. So I think that you need to start asking those questions for you, especially if you feel like people around you are being fake, or people around you are, you know, just with you for what you have or what you are or whatever. I'm not saying that you're fake. I'm not saying that you're being fake at all, but it might be that you were being fake if you're not actually in your body right now. So you could be being the most authentic being in the astral plane, but we are built in the image of God, mind, body, and soul. So being truly authentic includes being in our body and in our mind, not just in our soul. That is the truth of this relative space. So even if you are being completely, you know, your purest form in this outer space, in this astral plane, you're not really bringing all of it here because you're not interacting here. You're not feeling things here. And that's what makes us really, truly authentic. And that's what is going to bring in the people that you want to bring into your life. Not just the people that, you know, you want to educate, or the people that you want to pretend that they like you or stuff, you know, like you don't have to do that. You just have to be yourself, and you have to be able to live here, at least for this lifetime, you know. But anyway, I think that is it for you, Leo. Hey, Virgo. So I'm gonna do a reading for you that is kind of weird. So bear with me. So your underlying card is the Nine of Swords, which is our nightmare card. And the card for July is the Five of Pentacles. Both of these cards are extremely negative, but it's really interesting because I feel like things have not actually been negative with you, so I'm a little confused. But so let's see. We want to start with the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is not going to be talking about nightmares. It's going to be talking about judgments. It's going to be talking about critiques, internal critiques that override all of the positive affirmations, all of the positive knowledge, opinions, ideas, all of those things that are going to be constantly being critiqued. And that is what's going to cause that Nine of Swords energy, that nightmare energy. Because it's really not about nightmares, it's about you being in your head too much, and the Swords is about truth. So it's really just going to be about you judging yourself, judging your ideas, judging others' ideas, judging others' beliefs, judging others' things. And perhaps you're judging people that are very close to you. Sorry, I'm closing my eyes because it's easier. But they're very close to you, and it's almost like you're so close to them that you value and respect their opinions, but they're doing something that is going to mess with you, or it's gonna not really agree with you too much, you know. So you're kind of in this place where you're just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know why I'm gonna do this. I don't even know if I want to go through with this with you. Like, you are making some decisions that I just can't support. I can't agree with it. I can't, like, you know, like, so it's going to be a lot about how you are going to be reacting to this situation that is going to come up. in the next few days. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, of course, which is it's a lack of religion. It's a lack of faith. It's a lack of faith. It's a lack of hope. You know, these people are freezing right outside of a church and they don't go inside of the church. And it's just you being like, I think that maybe due to the situation that is going to be coming up here in a few days, you are going to end up a little bit more morose than usual. And that is going to really affect the way that you are seeing the projects that you had previously been very excited about. So you are going to be experiencing this like momentary shake of your own faith in yourself and in your projects and in the things that you know that you can do. I think it's going to be a lot of emotional turmoil for you. But the thing is that you are sitting in a space where you are going to go into a space where you are going to be wanting to control your assets. You're going to want to keep a very close contact with the people that you know are valuable and the people that you know are going to support you, but you are not going to, like, it's almost like you are going to need them. You're going to have that like strict control over what is going on in your life after that, simply because you are not normally used to shaking up in that department. So I don't think that this is going to be like a huge financial drawback. I think that because, you know, we have the Pentacles, and Pentacles is about financial stuff and it's about value, money, stuff like that. But I think it is a loss of faith in your abilities, in your skills, in your skill set. It's like a shaking up of like, oh my god, am I actually able to do this? Like, is this actually a lot for me to do? Like, okay. And it could totally even be, you know, a job related project that now you're gonna have to like question. So yeah, it's going to be kind of a hard month, but I think it's going to end up better than you would think. Probably not until like August though. Like, yeah, August is it's a good change of month. Hey Libras, so for you we have, it just fell. Hey Libra, so for you we have the Four of Cups and the underlying energy of the Eight of Wands. So Libra, you are not being grateful about things. Yeah, you're not being grateful for things. You're not being I think you're like choosing to stay in a sad role. Like you're choosing to stay in a role that you know doesn't satisfy you. And you're choosing to stay because you like the negative attention. You like that people are, you know, they're like, oh, why don't you just, you know, get another job? Why don't you get a different relationship or get out of that relationship? Or why don't you, I I don't know, something that you want to do, something. Why don't you go travel to New Orleans for the weekend? You know, like, I don't know, something you're just like, well, I really wanted to travel to New Orleans. I totally wanted to travel to New Orleans. And then 20 minutes later, voodoo is so good in New Orleans. And then 20 minutes later, I really want to go to that one beignet place. I forgot the name. And everybody's like, well, you should go. And then you're like, no, it's too much money. It's too much this. It's the coronavirus. Like, no. Okay. So, okay. All right. Sure. So you're you're really sitting in that energy where you're just like, eh. But then whenever people are like, hey, there's a solution to it, you're like, no. Solution. No solution. So you are choosing to stay in that victim space. And this month, this July, it's all going to be about you being in that victim space. Now, you are more than capable of getting out of that victim space. But are you? Are you going to want to get out of that? It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing either, but it's not a bad thing. People give you attention in that place. You just have to realize why you want that attention. What are you actually missing that you want that attention? Hey, Scorpio. Hey, me. Okay. So for you, we have the underlying enemy. The underlying energy is the Five of Wands, which, if you've consistently been watching my things, the Five of anything is not good. But then on the other side, we have the Three of Cups. Look at those beautiful women. They look like sirens. Okay, so normally the Five of Wands, like I was telling you, is not really a good positive card. It actually has a lot to do with fights. And I think that the underlying energy is this pretended fight. Pretend fight. That's what it is. Because these people, if you look at them, they look too good to be fighting. They're like, oh, look at me, I'm raising my stick. And then the other guy, oh, look at me, I'm leaning on the stick. Okay, maybe I should do like a... Anyway. So, as much as this card is about fighting, the general energy in this card is telling me that there's no actual fight. They're just pretending to fight, or they're fighting in their heads. They're fighting, you know, they're not really fighting. They're not doing, they're thinking, they're talking, they're, you know, being like, oh, no, you, like, no, what the heck? And so that energy is there, whether it's from people outside, like people in your actual circle, or people, or even you know, like even you. Are you pretending to quarrel with yourself? Is there something that you know you want to do that you're like, nah? So it really is about like a conflict that doesn't really have a lot of anything to stand on. And so that's kind of been the underlying thing. And then in July, we have this beautiful card of friendship, of power. I want to say the Three of Cups talks about a reunion, talks about people coming in together and celebrating something, having fun, just being, you know, you. But it also could be multiple versions of you. You know, like I was saying earlier, we have that threefold image, our mind, body, and soul, and it could just be that you connect all of those together. If the quarrel is happening within you, then there's a big possibility that you're going to connect all of yourself and stop fighting. If the quarrel is happening outside of you, if it's happening with your friendships, then you probably want to expect resolution to happen soon. Probably not soon, but, you know, within the month. And then the energy coming in different. So whatever, you know, at the end of the fight, the energy is different, but it's not a bad energy. It's actually a better energy. It's more smooth, more powerful, more accepting, because you talked something, or you were all able to go through your own little thing, and now you're better for it, kind of thing. So it really is a lot about about having that connection back and better. So it sounds like a good month. What's up, Sagittarius, my best friend? I'm just kidding. So your underlying card is the Nine of Cups. It's a really good card, okay? It's about having completed something, having completed lessons about emotional space, okay? And then the July card we have is the Five of Swords. Another five. That's crazy. Well, it's not crazy. Come on, it's 2020. But the five, again, is not as negative as it should seem. Oh, God. So the five is not actually all that bad. It's about, basically, you're going to be picking up your own mess, essentially. This card is about picking up other people's messes, but right now it seems that you've been making a mess with other people, and now you're going to pick up for it. You're going to, you know, pick yourself up and find whatever you need to find, and make arrangements. Make sure that you're doing okay. Make sure that everything is cleared, that you don't have anything to go back to, and that's what you're going to be doing this month. You're just going to be picking up all of the little pieces that you broke off with those people that you were with. Not with those people, but in the situation that you were with. Because Sagittarius, this last month, you moved, you changed something, you acknowledged something happened in your life to where you went into this completion state. You completed a cycle, and now you have to, you know, pick up stuff, pick up after yourself. And that's what you're going to be doing. But it's not going to be a bad thing. It's not going to be about, you know, you're probably going to be not feeling very good about it because it's tiring. It's tiring, all the stuff that you did, and you're going to remember it, and maybe you're going to feel a little melancholic, right? But it's a lot about you understanding what you did and what you had been doing and whether you want to do it again or not. It's about you noticing the change and being grateful for it, but you're probably not going to get to that gratefulness part until much later in the year, because it is hard. It is hard to pick up after all of the stuff that you did. It's hard. I mean, you're a Sagittarius. You're probably like burned down a building or something, you know, like you did a lot of stuff to yourself, a lot of, you know, you have a lot of emotional baggage now because of what you were going through this last few years, really. And so now it's just time to like clean up, figure out what you need to do next, and start doing it. So that's what you're going to be doing this month. Cleaning. Capricorn, your energy is a lot right now. I can feel it in my body, and I'm just like, oh, like I'm like, oh God, Are you guys okay? We love you. All caps. We love you a lot. Okay? You're not alone. Whew. Whew. Whatever kappa I'm reading for. Jesus Christ, man. That's some intense energy. Alright, so your underlying, we have the Eight of Swords. And for your month, we have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Swords is going to be talking about you feeling stuck, blindfolded. I have a feeling that you think that people are going out for you or attacking you, or maybe you are in that place where you feel like people are not really quite telling you the truth, or people are not being who you want them to be. And this might actually be what is making you feel like you're stuck. Like the people around you are not the people that you want. The people that are going to give you what it is that you need to grow or to go to the next stage in your life. And so you are tied up, you're blindfolded, you're just like, they're not showing you the truth. They're not showing you that, you're probably just fine. And so you're coming into this energy through this month, that's like the underlying thing, and it's probably going to shake you up a lot. And so you need to figure out who you actually trust and who you actually want to be with. So if you have like a significant other, Capricorn, and you like really, really like this relationship, you think this relationship is like something that you really want to keep, then I would suggest, and this is what the Ace of Cups is, that you work on becoming thoroughly vulnerable with that person this month so that you build bigger bonds with them. Because I think that throughout the next few months, it's going to be a lot harder to create valuable relationships, especially since you're already in a place where you are not sure that you really trust the people that you're around. So you want to make sure that you know that you at least have this specific person. So if you know that you have like maybe a group of people that you can be thoroughly vulnerable with, do it. Build those bonds. That's what you should do in July. You should definitely focus on getting yourself a close circle to who you trust and who you can tell things to, and that you can, be vulnerable with and be open and feel your emotions. And I know you don't really necessarily want to do that, but that is what's going to keep you sane until we get to August and September. And that's what you need to be doing. You need to make sure that you let yourself feel. Make sure that it's not all work, 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 work. I can't sing the song. But you need to make sure that you are allowing yourself to feel. Hello Aquarius, how are you doing? So I was watching TikTok the other day, and apparently one of the stars in Aquarius disappeared. Anyway, so your underlying card is the Knight of Wands. And your July is the Tower. Second time we've seen the Tower today. So I think that you are going to trigger your Tower moment by being... I can't say that word. The Knight of Wands is someone that is not mature in their thought process. Okay, and I know Aquariuses are like very like, whoa, you guys are overthinking all the time. So The Knight of Wands is going to be talking a lot about your passions and your mind processes. So it seems that whatever you have been overthinking a lot in the last few months, especially if you feel like if you had something you had to do, but you didn't do it because you were overthinking too much, that is going to, if that situation applies to you, that is going to jumpstart your Tower moment, okay? Because whatever situation that you needed to go through, that has to go through. If you've been thinking about it for like multiple months and you're just like, I'll do it later, well, you don't have a choice anymore. It's gonna get done. And we always have a choice. But it's really, the Tower is like, well, strap in, you know, because like change is about to come and you really have no way of stopping it. And I think that you just have been too childish when it comes to deciding what your passions are and what journeys you want to take and what, you know, what type of people you want around in your life and what type of career could you want, what type of education you want, like what do you want your life to actually look like? What is it that makes you? I know Aquariuses are all about knowing multiple different things and just being quirky and stuff, but you need to play a role in this lifetime, and that role needs to start pretty damn soon. I shouldn't have said that word, but you know what I mean. And if you haven't made up your mind about what your next few years are going to look like, you are going to go through that Tower moment. So that you, at the end of it, you come out and you're like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I want, and this is who I am. It's a good thing. It's just a Tower moment. Chaotic change. So just get ready for that. It's still a good thing though. Hi, Pisces, you're the last one. So your underlying is the Eight of Wands, and your July is Temperance. Pisces, you have been in a very methodical, I don't know if that's a word, but you've been very overthinky. You've been too much in your mind, too much wondering about things, too much wondering about the people around you, too much wondering about who you are, what you're supposed to be doing. Do you actually want this? Do you not want this? Do you know what the next few months are going to look like? Do you know, are you comfortable with the fact that you have no idea what's going to happen in the future, even though you're a Pisces? That's what the Eight of Wands is. All of that energy, all of that overthinking energy, that's what it is. And then we have Temperance for July, and that's a beautiful card, Pisces. That is one of the best cards in the zodiac, in my opinion, but it really can be frustrating because the main message of Temperance is patience. You made the choice this last month, maybe in May. You made the choice to change your life. You made the choice to at least acknowledge that you were not having fun anymore, wherever you were. And now you get Temperance. You get an angel looking over you. You get them constantly pouring love into you. You get the validation that you are not alone, that you're not going to do this alone. And it's a beautiful thing. You're not in this alone. You have multiple beings with you. You have angels with you. You have your family with you. You know, a lot of this resolution could be happening through your family, through your parents specifically. And they might actually support you. Which I know I've met plenty of Pisces that didn't have very supportive parents. I don't think I've ever met a Pisces with supportive parents, But, well, actually, yes, I have. One person. You know, but there's something always wrong with the parental relationship, and I think that maybe it could be this, that you were learning to heal that and nearly learning to acknowledge all of the things that came from that you experienced because you went through that with your family, with whatever you went through. And it's about healing, and it's about just letting it go and just letting abundance come in and letting them guide you to where you need to be, and being patient. It's a step. Thank you. I guess, well, that was it. Hopefully everybody got what they needed. If you don't, or if you want a reading, I'm totally available. I'm in summer break right now, so I'm very free. I have a lot of homework, but that's about it. Anyway, I do have a TikTok account. I am uploading stuff, random stuff at the moment. I had an astrology, like a keywords about the zodiac signs. And then right now I'm just doing little things here and there. I don't know, maybe you guys should tell me what the next series is. What should I be focusing on next? I also tell people my dreams on there because my dreams are kind of crazy, and we all know that. But also, please check out my 2 videos about Dreams 101. I was supposed to upload a video last Monday, 2 Mondays ago maybe, about my nightmare, or about nightmares in general, but I totally forgot because I was in El Paso with my family, and now I'm here. I'm back at home. So I totally forgot to do the video for that. Plus, I've been like really busy. So I will do the nightmares video next week, and I will be posting it all over my Facebook and my I was about to say Tumblr. My Instagram, and also maybe my TikTok. So follow me wherever all of those things are. I will put the links down below, and I will also put the timestamps, so whenever, you know, you just go down there and be like, Pisces, Aries, and you should get there fine. If you like this video, please share and subscribe and comment and do all of the wow, the YouTube things. I can't. Obviously I woke up too early today, but thank you very much for watching this, and I hope to see you next month.
Forget the day we met, your smile so bright, it made me small. I love you.